Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of season 5. Before I even say anything, Todd, what's up, man? What are you thinking of?
Hey,
Oh, hey, Todd. What's up?
The life of Todd, working the OR. You never know if he's going to get out on time.
Representing good, Todd.
So, just like those Bruins, always be late for something. Us Raiders are here on time.
Ain't that the truth?
Raider
early. Raider behind the camera.
Brandon behind Raiders. So, but yeah. But he just sent a message. He's still seeing some patients, so he may not even make it to this show today. But we've got a lot to cover, Diego.
Yes.
And we will cover a lot. Obviously, let's just reflect back. We had our coaches show that you've all hopefully have seen and aired. Got a little bit of information.
I'm hyped for that season after everything the coaches said.
I know, but what I got out of the coaches show, the number one theme is, especially from the majority of the schools, is they're going to be young.
Yes,
Did you see?
Everything but one school said the same thing. We have a young core. They're rising up, but then they all also spoke about how impressed they are with that youth, that maturity that they're showing. So it's gonna be almost brand new teams than if anything they are by saying it.
Yeah, and so, but like I said, so we're going to cover a lot of that during this episode. When you all see this episode, it will be it will actually be on President's Day. So we're recording early because it's going to be fall winter break, so we're not going to be here. So you're just going to have to get used to seeing some scores delayed. But we will be talking about some of the upcoming games. Coahulla Creek.
I'm excited for that Soccer City kicking off.
They will in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Coahulla Creek will know where they stand in Soccer City Cup standings. We will go over that because they're going to have by the 24th of February, something like that, or they will have all their Soccer City Cup.
Yep, they got that out of the way early. We heard it from Coach. I did this. Let's go ahead and start off right off the gate. We have to play them anyways.
Yes, and so really quick, we got a few more minutes here, Diego. On the but what we didn't hear in the coaches show is we heard about the team formations.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't hear about any particular studs or someone.
Correct. Coaches were hesitant to call on this person.
Obviously, you being the guy that went to a lot of Dalton games last year.
Of course I was.
What are you expecting out of their center mid? We've got a few offers already for D1, Mr. Joe.
Absolutely. I think that's got to be one of the biggest highlights. How many free kicks is he going to put on for the season? How many points is his set-piece settings going to win? But also, the women's side, you talk about the midfield. Ellis, even though she's going to be a sophomore this year, when she played Northwest, you could instantly tell how much dominant she has on the pitch. So that I'm very excited to see that midfield dominance for the women and the men's.
Yeah, but also you got to think about there's some players that aren't playing. Mm-hmm. We're not going to discuss that, but there are some players that from a couple of schools that play within the Soccer City Cup standings that are not going to be playing. They decided their senior year. They just
defining players. Yeah.
Yes, a couple of them are seniors. I think the other one, but there are some players that have decided they're just going to focus on their club ball and not play any high school ball this year, which is I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I think it's an ongoing thing just at that age because on one hand, people like us, we love that whole representing your school, the identity part. But, on the other hand, you talk to anybody in this country that's developing soccer talent, they'll say, hey, go to club over high school. If you want to have all these offers, you want to showcase this, go to club. So you see both sides, and ultimately it is up to the person to choose what's best for them, even if it does, hurt some of us. So I don't know. I see both sides, and I think it really depends on just the person. But I see both sides. I don't think there's a right or a wrong side.
Yeah, and I don't think there is, but I think we see it a lot on the boys' side, but on the boys' side, there's so much more depth. I've known past years, there's been, let's look at Chapis Garcia last year for Dalton High. Mm-hmm. He didn't play his freshman through junior year because he was playing with the Atlanta United academy team, so he was not able to play. So on the boys' side is more prevalent, but I think the depth there is a little bit bigger for the boys' side. I think on the girls' side, the depth isn't there as it would be on the boys. So if you have a couple of key players that are out that they've relied on, it may be a big difference for that team.
I definitely feel it more. And I think it'd be curious to see those players that did choose, club over high school, down the road to ask them, hey, do you regret what you did? Or are you fine with what you did? I think it'd be interesting, but it's an ongoing debate that I don't think has an answer.
Correct. But like I said, we're going to be covering a wide things throughout this episode. We're going to discuss a little bit more of the scrimmages that took place, some upcoming games for these schools. Hopefully, let's see where we're at. Then We'll bring up the schedule for the Soccer City Cup, which Todd's already put out there on Facebook.
Oh, that graphic with the Champions League theme.
It
just
Todd,
hits you. It hits you.
But what color do you do it in? Northwest blue.
Hey, I mean, we're all allowed our biases.
I don't know if you noticed that, but it is in blue for the Northwest Bruins. But like I said, we will discuss it more in depth. With that, we're getting ready to go to commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to just review some of the scrimmage games and highlight those scores.
There has never been a better time to bank with Built Well Bank. Our name is our commitment to be a well-built bank, supporting our communities for many years to come. As a community bank, we take pride in building long-term trust with our customers. After all, we live in this community, and your success is our success. Well-built communities start with well-built banks.
So, Greg, what are you getting your wife for Valentine's Day?
Well, I was thinking about diamond earrings.
Wow. You're getting Kim diamond earrings?
No, I just said I was thinking about it.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
Listen up, everybody, because this next step is really important.
Okay.
If you don't...
If I don't what? If I don't... Here we go.
Need faster internet? No one delivers more reliably fast speed to the Dalton area than OptiLink. So don't get burned by spotty Wi-Fi. Switch to OptiLink and leave the lag behind.
If you don't bring that temperature down, things could get a little messy.
Why choose Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty to sell your home? With our proven track record of success and our new digital marketing program to get maximum exposure, our realtors are here to help.
Contact us for a real estate valuation and marketing plan. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding you home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringgold, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. And Diego, we're 5.5 minutes in, and we have no
Todd yet. I mean,
Todd.
he has patience, and we have patience as well.
Does.
So Todd always missing you, always wishing you well. Yeah. But let's go ahead and talk about what happened already.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go to this OptiLink scoreboard. Let's talk about some of the scrimmage games that happened already in week 0.
I like that week 0 instead of week 1. Week 0. That's a good way to put it.
That's how they do it in college football. They call it week 0. So thank you to OptiLink for sponsoring our scoreboard and our schedule. But let's look at the score. So look, on Thursday, February 5th, we had Coahulla Creek girls playing Calhoun. It was tie 0-0. They went into PKs. Calhoun won 3-2. We also had the El Clásico Norte, which is the Dalton versus El Clásico Juvenil, which is Dalton Northwest. Dalton girls 3-3 with Northwest, and then Dalton boys winning 2-1. And then on Friday, we had quite a few matchups. On Friday, February 6th, we had Murray County girls playing at Pickens. They lost 12-2. We had North Murray playing Lumpkin County girls, North Murray winning 9-0. Southeast playing Johnson on the girls' side. Southeast losing 9-0. Dalton Academy girls, there was a game, but I couldn't see the Max Preps, so there's no. They were playing Pepperell, but there's no score update on Max Preps. Nor was there scores updated for the. That's for the girls. Nor was there any scores updated for the boys. North Murray versus Lumpkin County. But we had the shocker. Let's call it early season shocker. Southeast beating Johnson, the defending 3A state champs, 1-0 at home in a scrimmage game. And then you had Dalton Academy putting 10 on Pepperell in their scrimmage game. So Diego, looking at those scores right there, let's not go. What right there is piquing your interest?
I mean, I think the easy answer is, the champions being knocked down a peg here at Raider Stadium, our home stomping grounds. You too, Brandon. It was very interesting to see. The cold was insane, but the heat on the field was there. I think I've said I had the Dalton Northwest game is my favorite. It's actually the game I'm looking forward to the most in the Sucker City Cup.
Okay.
So I did like seeing that. I thought it was a little, not to be disrespectful, a little shocking that Dalton only won 1-0 against Northwest, but I love how close it's gotten over the last few years. I loved seeing two. I didn't stay for the game. I had to be updated through text, but when I was waiting to be updated, I was like, there's no goals coming in.
Yeah. But it looks like early season surprise, Coahulla Creek, they're playing Calhoun. They went 0-0. We know they're young. Coach Cooley talked about it. But, look, it was 3-2. And when it goes into PKs, anything can happen. Looks like they held their own. Dalton versus Northwest, 3-3 right there. That game's always a misnomer because you never know.
Correct.
That once they play again, how that's going to go.
And it was back and forth even within the game.
Yes.
I mean, even though I didn't go to all these games, obviously, impossible to. Already, that's my game of the season so far.
And then Dalton, obviously, Northwest, that 2-1 score line. I know you had to leave. I wasn't able to make it. But obviously, there was 2 goals there by Joe Gonzalez, which they were on their Instagram feed. Northwest kept it tight. Now, was it really tight? I don't know because we weren't there to see. Was it, 60% possession Dalton, or was it 50-50?
If only Max Perez had those kind of stats.
Yes, but what we do know is, and like I said, tactically, Coach Gutierrez, Isa Gutierrez, is probably one of the better tactical guys around. He even mentioned it just depends on what he's playing, who his opponents are, how he's going to try to play that game. So if it's an easy game, obviously you can run out your formation. If it's a harder game and maybe you don't have the talent that the other team is, you may play a little different.
I love that, though. And even for the opposing coaches, it makes it hard because you never know what to plan for because you'll never know what he's planning for.
Exactly.
I love that kind of unpredictability.
And then look at Murray County. I mean, we know they're young. They're playing Pickens County at Pickens County. They did lose 12-2. But like I said, it's a scoreline that we don't know what's going on, so we just have to wait and see what's there. Then we look at North Murray, girls winning 9-0. That was an impressive win for them. Johnson Southeast, that one right there, a little, 9-0 on Johnson versus Southeast. But from my understanding is right now Southeast is still forming. They have the players. They just don't have a set keeper yet. I think the keeper that they had was someone that was young, inexperienced. So there's, from my understanding, there were some goals that were scored in that game that maybe if you have someone that is a little more experienced in the goal, may. But I know they're working on rectifying that.
During the coach's show, I believe the coach mentioned that where the goals came in so quickly, and I mean he hasn't had time to really be with the team.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was a surprise.
And then hopefully look at Dalton Academy. They played Pepperell. We don't have a score line, but I know Dalton Academy still, if I'm not mistaken, trying to get their first win, or I think they've already had one, they're just trying to build a momentum, and it's just hard when you're such a small school and having you don't have that much talent to come through from other schools like they do.
At the Kiwanis dinner that we went to, I remember the Dalton Academy girls, the new coach was talking about all the potential that she saw and how much she does want to work with that. So I'm definitely excited to see how that's going to go. And remember what we said, tacos at every single game.
Yes. And then let's look at North Murray. I think North Murray, from what we heard from Coach Chambers, I think they're going to be doing good.
Yes.
We just got to wait and see what happens with them. Their schedule is pretty, which we'll review here. For the next couple of weeks, I think they're playing 3 games, but it's going to be tight. Then the really Southeast 1-0 over Johnson. Johnson, the defending 3A state champs, making the drive up here. I think that's a good result. I think that's a resume builder for the Southeast boys.
Correct. And I think starting off, not just with a win like that, but a win against the champions mentally will do wonders for this season, especially, again, boys, young core coming up, to say, hey, we beat the state champions in our week 0. Like, there's no excuse to not be able to carry that into other weeks. There's no excuse.
And from what I've gotten from an insider, and he's not part of the coaching staff or anything like that.
Ooh, inside knowledge. I thought I was the only one with those.
He's just very thorough. He is a coach, but not at a high school level. And from what he gave me, he said by far this Southeast team they've seen is very young, but it's probably their best team that they've had in the last 3 or 4 years.
That's exciting.
So we'll see how it goes. And then obviously Dalton Academy, they won 10-0 over Pepperell, so definitely want to see what they can do there. But like I said, those were the score lines. We were going to go more in depth with each team with their upcoming games, see what they look at. But with that, we're getting ready to go to commercial break, and hopefully you come back to see us.
Absolutely.
After this break.
For over a century, Dalton Utilities has kept the lights on, powering homes, fueling business, and moving our community forward. With smart systems and skilled service, we deliver reliable energy right when you need it most. From storm recovery to system upgrades, we handle every connection with care, protecting your power and paving the way for a brighter future. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities, service beyond the call.
If you're purchasing your first home or you're looking to relocate, experience matters. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty has a proven track record of success and a long history in Northwest Georgia and Southeast Tennessee.
Our realtors are here to help and guide you through the home buying process. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding you home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringgold, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
And welcome back, everybody. We talked about week 0, Juan. Now let's talk about what's coming up, at least at the time of this recording.
Yes. So when you all see this, these games will have already been played. You will see them on our Facebook page. But we've got quite a few games that will be taking place in week 1. Let's look at the OptiLink schedule for week 1. We have on Tuesday, February 10th, we have a lot of games. So we're just going to go through these.
That's
really
a lot
quick.
of games. That's about 10 games.
We got Southeast at Heritage girls, Northwest at Coahulla Creek. That's going to be a matchup there for the girls. Christian Heritage at Mount Perrin Christian girls. Dalton Academy at Lafayette, the girls. Murray County versus Gilmer girls. Now these are boy matchups. We have Dalton versus Osborne, big game right there. Southeast at Heritage, Northwest at Coahulla. Dalton Academy at Lafayette for the boys. Christian Heritage at Mount Perrin. Murray County versus Gilmer. And Diego, what do you got Wednesday and Thursday?
Wednesday, Thursday, to get ready for Valentine's weekend, we got Coahulla Creek, both at Woodland, the girls and the boys. At 5 o'clock, we got the girls. At 7 o'clock, we got the boys. Thursday, one of my favorite days of the week, Southeast versus Woodward Academy for the girls at 7:15 p.m. Very interesting time, 7:15 p.m. We got Murray County at Heritage for the girls at 5:30 p.m. And the boys will play at Heritage as well, Murray County at 7:30 p.m. And then, Juan, to kick us off for Valentine's Day weekend, what love we got?
I mean, we've got on Friday the 13th.
I love Friday the 13th.
It's February 13th. We've only got about 5 games. We got Christian Heritage at LFO versus LFO for the girls. Dalton versus Model for the girls. Model's a very good program on the and I think single or double A. North Murray at Gordon Central. That's going to be a good game there. Gordon Central a few years ago were 4A. We're in the semifinals 2 years running, I think. Christian Heritage versus LFO boys. And then you have, this was going to be an intriguing matchup, Southeast versus Sprayberry.
Let me ask you, Juan, right there, what is your go-to game?
Honestly, if I could go, I'd be intrigued with the Southeast versus Sprayberry boys, Dalton versus Model girls, and then earlier in the week, probably El Clásico Norteño, the Northern Classic, which is Northwest versus Coahulla Creek.
Who made these names?
We make them on the fly.
I was about to say, because I've heard El Clásico Joven, El Clásico Norteño.
So El Clásico Joven is the Southeast Northwest.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
El Clásico.
Oh, that's with no explanation needed there.
Is Southeast Dalton. El Clásico Norteño, which is the northern end of the county, is Southeast versus Coahulla Creek versus Northwest. And I don't even know if we've given a name for Dalton Northwest.
Oh, they deserve a name.
I don't know.
They deserve a name. We can come up with that for homework.
We'll have to
or for the viewers, what should we call the Dalton Northwest Classic?
Yes. So looking at these games, where are you looking at? And obviously keep in mind, these are week 1. By the time you see this, we'll have. But what are you looking at?
So I'm actually excited for the Murray County girls.
Okay.
I think, having a new coach as well. But also, Murray County girls seem to be really building something. So I'm very curious to see how they do as well. And, of course, the easy answer is the Soccer City Cup match matchup. I'm always excited to see that. Other than that, I really am curious how the teams start the season, because I think it's so important how you start the season, because that builds morale, that builds the dynamicness. So I do want to see obviously a good showing from our side, but I think the Clásico there for Soccer City Cup is my favorite, and then Murray County. I definitely want to try to make it to the Murray County games for both of them.
So you're looking to go to Murray County versus Heritage?
Yes.
And you got to look at it about there. I think they're stepping up. I think Heritage is 4A or we got to get these schedules changed every 2 years.
The letters I feel
Heritage used to be 4A. I think maybe they're 3A now. I think Murray County's 2A, but don't quote us on it because we don't really know.
I don't think anybody does really.
But I think those are going to be some good matches. That Murray County's stepping up, to play playing up a level. Which, we haven't really seen, especially on the girls' side, but I know they're got that. The boys played up a lot last year, but it helped them out.
Now, I have a question for you, Juan, about the schedule. You mentioned the Southeast versus Sprayberry. Talk to me a little about that as someone who, again, isn't too familiar with the high schools outside of our region.
Well, Sprayberry's a team outside of they're from Cobb County, if I'm not mistaken, so it's one of the Cobb County schools. Sprayberry typically plays a lot of the Dalton area's teams. Southeast, I think, played Sprayberry a year ago or a couple years back, and I think they lost like 1-0 or 2-1. I know Dalton's played Sprayberry because they were at one time in the same region. But it's always good because, like these Atlanta teams. These Atlanta area teams, obviously, we just want to know what you're looking at, how you're being that. Now, looking at the schedule, one game that I'm kind of worried about is the Southeast versus Woodward Academy. Reason being, Woodward Academy is a private school powerhouse.
Makes sense.
Won multiple state titles. So they're coming up to Southeast on, the 12th. So it's going to be kind of interesting, especially as we were talking about a while ago with some of the inexperience that Southeast has in some certain positions.
Talk about baptism by fire.
Yes. So we'll definitely see what happens there. But like I said, we're going to go more in depth with some of these games and schools here after the commercial break. But like I said, there is a lot of soccer to be seen. Hopefully you guys are able to make it out there. Like I said, once when this show airs, you're going to be seeing all these other games. So,
and if the weather's anything like it is today, there's no more excuse to go.
The weather's going to be
incredible.
The weather's going to be 60s. I think it's supposed to be 60s or 70s. But you know how it is here in the South, like especially during soccer season.
Yes.
The first month, the weather could be hot or it could be cold. But you know what is going to be a given at every game?
What's going to be a given at every game?
Tacos.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So that's what we're going to be looking at. We're also going to be rating the tacos. Who has the best tacos?
Well, remind me, we are going to be giving props at the end of the season to the school that gave the best vibe, right? So, that counts, the vibe of the season.
Well, and there's some schools that vibe very light in the beginning of the year. They only come out during playoff time. Won't say who, but
wow. But,
you don't have to come and show out. We're not going to give you just for coming out towards the end of the game. It's about all season. So
when we talk about the scrimmages, I was going to bring up the whole crowd issue. But, to be fair, it was negative 20 degrees for both the games I went to. So,
but with that, we're getting ready to go to commercial break. And we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about some soccer.
Discover what a strong, locally owned community bank can do for you.
I'm Tyler Hudson of Shankly Elite Training in Dalton, Georgia. We train a huge number of the region's aspiring soccer players. I moved my business and personal banking to Builtwell 2 years ago. It's important for me to work with a community bank where I know them and they know me. Because they make things easy for me, my bank is Builtwell.
Member FDIC.
So, Greg, what are you getting your wife for Valentine's Day?
Well, I was thinking about diamond earrings.
Wow. You're getting Kim diamond earrings?
No, I just said I was thinking about it.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
There's a lot going on in Dalton. And thanks to OptiLink, you can stay connected to it all. When you call, you'll talk to a real person who could be your neighbor and cares about getting it right the first time. From setup to support, our team works quickly and carefully to deliver internet, TV, and phone service you can count on. We make staying connected simple so you can focus on what matters most. OptiLink. Real people, real service, real connection.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. As we were discussing, there's a lot of games that you will have seen when this show airs. But one thing we're going to just harp back on, because Diego was able to attend a couple of these games.
Absolutely.
On week 0, which was scrimmage week. Diego, let's start out with the Dalton girls and then a little bit of the Dalton boys. I know you weren't there as much, but give us your insight on what you see from the Dalton and then what do you see from Northwest.
Very exciting. I think mostly positive are going to come. See, I got in a little late to the game. As soon as I sat down, Northwest scored their first goal. So it's like they were waiting for me to sit down to score the first goal. First goal scored by Val with 29 minutes left in the first half. I actually wrote down the notes on this notepad here, which anybody that went to that game will tell you, freezing cold.
Yes,
so while
cold.
Writing, I was literally
it was
like
Thursday.
That. Yes.
Is that why your handwriting so?
Look at this.
Or is that your natural handwriting?
Well, you know what? Could be either way.
Right.
But yes, Northwest scoring their first goal. Absolute free kick by Val, number 10. One of the players that I'm most excited to see from Northwest again. And the second goal as well, scored by Val. I tell you, there was a total of 6 goals scored, 5 bangers, 1 chaotic goal coming off a corner kick to equalize. So that game had entertainment.
So in the first half, was it more Northwest that you felt dominated, or did just?
I absolutely did, and I will say though, when I say dominated, I don't mean oh my god, they were all over him. It was more so maybe a
Control
65.
Possession.
Yes,
Okay.
that. I will say, I think one of the reasons why I would say the biggest reason Dalton didn't get on their scoreboard for that first half was all thanks to the goalkeeper from Northwest. What an absolute player that was. You know what it reminded me of? Seeing Brooke Alvarez back on goal for the
Dalton
Bruins.
State.
Or Dalton State, because I mean she also played for the
Dalton
Bruins.
State, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brooke, I would say is probably in contention for one of the best women's player ever to go to Dalton State. But she came from the Bruins as well. The spirit of the goalkeeping was definitely there. So I think that was the entire reason they were able to keep a clean sheet in that first half. Ellis was also a big highlight for that Dalton midfield.
Second half.
In the first half as well.
So is she playing more mid right now?
I saw that as mid, but I also did see her making a few runs. Actually, for one of Dalton's goals, Ellis just took it from the middle, ran down the left flank, cut inside, and gave almost a tap-in for Dalton to score. It was great to see. I mean, she is just a sophomore, and yet she's already playing as if she had been playing at Dalton for years. So that was a big, big highlight as well. Of course, I don't know what they talked about at halftime, but it definitely worked because Dalton not only came back, they got on the lead 3-2, from 2-0 down to go to 3-2. And then Northwest was able to equalize. I wrote here, and I think I remember it well, I wrote here that the equalizer came in the dying minutes of the game off that corner where it was chaos. You couldn't even tell what was happening. Corner got delivered in. About 20 people in that box. Boom. All of a sudden, you see Northwest celebrating the equalizer, 3-3.
And then what about the boys' game? Did you catch a little bit of that?
Unfortunately not. I had to leave before the boys' game started, but I was getting some texts from people that were in.
And just from
the
what
stadium.
I saw, the highlights from the Dalton high school soccer page, Joe Gonzalez did score 2 goals, but they were not free kicks. When I heard Joe had 2, I thought they were free kicks.
Correct. Same. I was like, I can't wait to see those.
I saw one. It was from outside. They'd send a cross in, and then it looks like Joe did a diving header and just put it in. And then another one was a little inside the box again. They swung it inside, which that's what Dalton is going to do. Dalton is wanting to bring you out, and and that's the style of Dalton. That's the style that Dalton has. I don't know if you went to so many games last year.
I think I only missed maybe one.
But what they do is, especially when they're attacking, they're going to try to go through the middle. But if not, then they're going to open it up as far as they can, try to pull you out, and then send those swingers inside. Hopefully, get someone in the box. And the 2 goals that they scored from were, those type of plays.
Right, Dalton trademark goals, you would say. One thing I do want to bring up about Northwest Dalton, I think another thing that really affected that game is, I mentioned Val scored 2 of the goals. She actually came off injured that game. Thankfully, during the coach's show, I talked to her Northwest coach, and she said Val was perfectly fine after the game. So that's really good. But I think that did allow everything to open up a bit. But I think a 3-3 was a very fair result when you take the entire 90 minutes into consideration. I think it's a result that I think both teams would be happy with for that day. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go. And of course, I think that's my most anticipated Soccer City Cup match, the Northwest Dalton, who we need to come up with a name for that rivalry. But I think that's the match I'm most excited for, to see the difference between week 0 and week whenever that may be.
Yeah. And then look, and another team from Dalton. Let's not look. Dalton Academy went up 10-0. They won 10-0 versus Pepperell in their scrimmage game. So I'm really going to be intrigued with Coach Lara, what her team does out. I think for the size of their school, I think they had about 36 players, I think was she told us.
Yes, she had to cut a few.
She had said she did cut a few. I think she cut it down her roster to 30, and it's just she goes she could have kept them, but they weren't really going to contribute.
And I love that philosophy of if I have you, I'm going to use you. Nobody to just waste the space.
And she said, look, I told them, but from what my understanding, those kids are still coming around because they still want to be part of the program.
That's
around
amazing.
the program.
That kind of
They're
attitude.
even part, but that is the Dalton Academy thing. So it's going to be very interesting to see how those the Pumas do. And we did mention there during the coaches show, it is an advantage for them playing on that wide field.
Yes.
And if you've never seen, majority of our soccer teams all play in a narrow field, except for Dalton Academy plays on a wide field.
Full regulation size, even everything.
So if you're not an experienced team and you want to park the bus, a narrow field is better because then the lines are tighter, things like that. But for a wider field, you can't. They're going to just try to pull you out. And I think I'm very intrigued. I know they made their run last year, as we discussed. So hopefully we can see a little bit more, see what's going on there. But I'm definitely going to be intrigued what Dalton Academy is going to put out there this year.
And I know Coach Laura mentioned, the seniors that she does have, primarily in the defensive line. This is the first group of seniors that have came up from all the way. And to me, that's so exciting because you can tell they have something that they want to give back. And I think it was her who said, was it Freddie who said that he wanted to have the best season he's ever had? When you have that kind of heart, oh, man, I'm excited.
But with that, we're getting ready to go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit of the Soccer City Cups.
At Dalton Utilities, we go above and beyond just a call to keep you connected and informed about your natural gas. Always be alert for the distinct rotten egg smell. It's a warning sign of a gas leak. If you notice it, give us a call right away. From ensuring your natural gas line is connected to keeping you powered by peace of mind, we work till your home is safe and secure. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities. Service beyond the call.
There has never been a better time to bank with Biltwell Bank. Our name is our commitment to be a well-built bank, supporting our communities for many years to come. As a community bank, we take pride in building long-term trust with our customers. After all, we live in this community, and your success is our success. Well-built communities start with well-built banks.
Welcome back to Monday Night Football. Juan, throughout the season, we're going to talk about things like region, about state, but let's not forget another prestigious award here, the Soccer City Cup. I love what y'all started with that Soccer City Cup, so I'm definitely excited to talk about it. And how can you not be excited after seeing that graphic that Todd made, a Champions League anthem we were saying?
Yeah, so it's not going to be the same graphic that we have.
True.
It's a little more polished, more professional.
Thanks to our production, high production.
Yes, so... but let's go ahead and look at that Soccer City schedule for this year, for 2026. But before we go to the schedule, keep in mind, these are teams that play each other. We always say, well, why isn't my school including this? It's because you have to all play the same school. And it just happens that Dalton, Northwest, Southeast, and Coahulla all play each other. Now, if there is Dalton Academy that's going to play Coahulla and things like that, or even Southeast or maybe even Northwest, but if they don't play that Dalton, then we can't include them because this is all common opponents. Hopefully down the road it can get bigger where we're having all the teams playing, but right now this is the Soccer City Cup, and obviously we have the one for the Murray County one.
It's on the tip of my tongue. Mountain Cup?
Where's the Mountain Cup?
Todd, yeah,
Mountain Cup. So, but here we go. This is the schedule for Soccer City Cup for 2026. On February 10th, Northwest at Coahulla February 19th, Southeast at Coahulla. February 24th, Dalton at Coahulla. So Coahulla is literally, by the 24th, we're going to know where Coahulla stands because they will be done with Soccer City Cups by February. Southeast on the 27th of February, Southeast Northwest. Then on March 27th, you have Northwest at Dalton. And then the final one is Dalton at Southeast, the last game of the season right before the playoffs.
What a way to end it with the
But that is the standing. So looking at this, Diego.
Well, the Cubs going to stay at Coahulla for a hot minute, while they travel. But I think it's interesting. Right now, Dalton, both the girls and the boys are the current holders of that. But I really don't think we're going to see that at the end of the season.
So you don't think you're going to see Dalton?
I don't think we're going to see Dalton win both. No.
So, all right, who's going to lose it then?
Northwest girls, I think, have a big shout. From what
you're going Northwest?
I'm going Northwest, Tunnel Hill, yes.
Okay.
For the girls, yes.
And like I said, for the Dalton side, we can't really take it away from the Dalton boys. I mean, they've held it since the Cup came in. They've owned it every year. Last year it could have got interesting, but it didn't. And hopefully we play all these matches. I remember last year Dalton Coahulla didn't get to play.
Correct.
So that's honestly, look at the Soccer City Cup. I'm kind of that's one game that I'm very interested in, especially for the boys, because Dalton did not play Coahulla last year due to I think wet turf or
conditions played a part out of the team's controls.
But they played on turf. So, but we also do know Coahulla was coming off 3 or 4 games that had scheduled. But so I'm kind of intrigued. So how that game's going to go down because these guys have not played each other and have not played each other in over a year. Maybe during their club ball rec. So I'm going to be looking forward to that.
I mean, they more than made up for it by just absolutely that schedule. Oof.
But I know. But like I said, we will know where Coahulla stands by February 24th.
And that's an advantage to the other teams, too, because they'll know what they have to do.
Yes. I mean, it is an advantage. I mean, really, if we look at it, it really comes down to Dalton Southeast at the end of the season. For the boys and girls, they're actually able to see where everyone stands because it's just the final matchup, and that's just the way it plays out because it's the last game.
Right.
If Southeast already has 2 losses by then it's really not a giving. Dalton already knows they're going in to win it. But if Dalton is tied with Northwest and then Dalton needs to win it, and then Southeast can play spoiler. But it's just
the sport. It's just a sport. And I remember us being there at that game presenting the trophy. And I will say, big shout out to Dalton girls for putting it on their Instagram bio. When you go in there, it says Soccer City Cup champions.
Well, I mean, because they had been wanting it. And the thing is here, we know coaches don't talk about it. They don't know, but the players do. The players know about it. They bring it up. They know the matchups. They know when they're playing. Even though the coaches say, hey, we don't like to look ahead. We know that
they just exist naturally.
We know that they're looking. The players are looking ahead. I remember when I played. The first thing I did when I got the schedule, and we didn't have Max Preps back in my era. We didn't even have.
Did they have internet? I was about to say.
We had Galileo. We didn't
AOL, or was that still too?
We didn't even have AOL. It was just Galileo through the school, and you had to have a permission slip to be able to get on the internet.
Wow.
Yes.
Back when the internet was going to be a fad.
Yes. So back then we had print copies, and I remember when we'd get our schedule, I'd look at it, be like, oh, which game am I looking at? Oh, I'm highlighting this Dalton game right here because we play them a lot, and so it was very interesting. So we will. So any other games? So you're saying Northwest girls.
Northwest girls, yeah. So that Northwest Dalton game, I'm very, very excited to see that. I mean, of course, in your heart, you're always going to root for Southeast. So I do always hope for that to come up. I will say during the coaches show, Todd did put the Soccer City Cup on the same level as Region. So I mean, there's some big
all right.
pedigree
So
there.
looking at it really quick. So 1 through 4.
Oh,
give me your 1 through 4
man, you're making
girls.
that hard. 1
and
through 4
then 1
girls.
through 4 boys.
Okay, 1 Northwest.
This
2,
is girls.
Yes, girls.
Okay.
1 Northwest, 2 Dalton. Ah, man, 3 Southeast, 4 Coahulla.
Okay.
Just off the rip right there.
So that's girls.
Yes.
All right. What about is it so Northwest with all wins? 3 wins, no losses? Or
man, you're putting it hard for me.
Well, I mean, we've got to fluff the show up now. So.
Yes.
Okay.
Putting it on the record, Northwest completely undefeated, whatever you call it, not even drawing. 3 wins.
All right. What about the boys' side?
Okay, the boys' side, 1 Dalton, but not with 3 wins.
Okay.
Dalton, 2.
Well, it has to.
Northwest.
No, there could be a tie. There could be a tie because
Northwest.
Northwest is not in the region. Correct.
And then Southeast, and then Coahuila.
Okay. So potentially, yes, there could be ties because because with Northwest being not a region opponent and Coahuila Creek not being an opponent, so there could be ties.
Correct.
And the only times there's not a tie is when they're a region, and that's going to be different. So let's say that again. I want to hear it again.
Yeah, I got you for the boys. Dalton,
okay.
Northwest, Southeast, Coahuila.
So you're going both. Oh no, you flipped 1 and 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. What about you? Tell me yours.
I'm not giving a prediction.
No. You suck. You can't ask me and then not give
It's because I haven't seen them play. I mean, honestly, the girls is a little more competitive. I don't know. Call it. I think it's going to be between Northwest and Dalton. So it can't go there. So Northwest Dalton's either going to be 1 or 2. I think Southeast will get the 3rd spot, and then Coahuila Creek will get the 4th. Now, obviously, they're probably going to, in region, it's going to be flipped. You could have Coahuila Creek win in region on the girls' side and Southeast as well. Now, on the boys' side, until they knock Dalton off, I see Dalton with that score. Now, the boys, 2 is kind of a toss-up. Now, I mean, Southeast does have that win over Johnson, which Dalton's going to be playing Johnson in week 2, and then Northwest played Dalton very tight. So it's going to be interesting. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
And ultimately, it depends how the season unfolds. You know, I mean, you never know what'll happen to either team. I'm excited.
But like I said, look, y'all need to look out on our schedule. Soccer City Cup, they do start this week. You know, like I said, first week we'll have very first matchup of Soccer City Cup. And with that, we're getting ready to go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about week 2 games that are going to be played when this show airs.
Discover what a strong, locally owned community bank can do for you.
I'm Tyler Hudson of Shankly Elite Training in Dalton, Georgia. We train a huge number of the region's aspiring soccer players. I moved my business and personal banking to Builtwell 2 years ago. It's important for me to work with a community bank where I know them and they know me. Because they make things easy for me, my bank is Builtwell.
Member FDIC.
Why choose Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty to sell your home? With our proven track record of success and our new digital marketing program to get maximum exposure, our realtors are here to help.
Contact us for a real estate valuation and marketing plan. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding your home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringo, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
So, Greg, what are you getting your wife for Valentine's Day?
Well, I was thinking about diamond earrings.
Wow. You're getting Kim diamond earrings?
No, I just said I was thinking about it.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
Welcome back, everybody. So we've talked about week 0, week 1, and now we can talk about week 2. At the time this airs, it'll be week 2. I'm going to be curious to see everything we talked about, how it ends up unfolding. But for now, let's talk about a very busy week 2.
It's not as busy as week 1.
Correct.
But it is going to be busy.
I think the games we have are going to be
as busy as
tasty.
week 2. So let's just go right in. Here's the OptiLink schedule for week 2. Monday, February 16th, Christian Heritage, boys and girls playing Ringgold. On Tuesday, February 17th, you have Dalton Academy boys and girls playing Murray County. Southeast girls playing Gilmer. Dalton playing Walton. They played Osborne the previous week. And then on Wednesday, February 18th, you have Dalton girls at Calhoun.
And then to kick us off almost for the weekend, on Thursday, we have 3 games at 5 p.m. We got Southeast girls at Coahulla Creek, Soccer City Cup, right? Yes. And then at 7:30, we got Southeast at Coahulla Creek again for the boys. And then we got Northwest playing Allatoona at Allatoona for the boys at 7:30 as well on that Thursday. And we got a busy Friday as well. 5:30, we got the Dalton Academy at Cedartown for the girls. At 6 o'clock, we got Southeast at Christian Heritage for the boys. At 7:30, we got Northwest at Rome for the girls. 7:30 as well, the Dalton Academy will play at Cedartown for the boys. 7:30, we got Dalton versus Kennesaw Mountain girls. At 7:30 as well, we got Dalton at Johnson boys. That's going to be a game. And then closing us off, we got Murray County versus Tryon for the boys at 7:30. So the question you asked me, Juan, what games pop out to you?
Right now, I mean, honestly, the Dalton versus Kennesaw Mountain girls, Kennesaw Mountain's predominantly out of the Atlanta area. Dalton's played them well the last couple times they played them. Obviously, El Clásico del Condado, or whatever you want to call it, the Southeast versus Coahulla Creek, both boys and girls. Will Coahulla Creek boys be 2-0 in Soccer City Cup? Will they be 1-1, or will they be 0-2? Same way with the girls. Are they going to be 2-0, 1-1, or 0-2? But also, I mean, I don't want to harp on it. I think Christian Heritage, they've got some good matchups. They're going to have 2 games. One game. They're playing Ringo, so we will know a little bit more what they're looking like.
And it's the only game on Monday, so we may be able to actually.
And it is going to be located here in right here at the at their campus. So
2 minutes down the road.
Yep,
from the Matt Gaston Community
Center.
Center.
And Dalton Academy and Murray County, we get to see where the girls are, and we're going to definitely intrigued by that boys matchup.
That's my game to watch right there.
The Dalton Academy at Murray County. So I'm going to be very, very intrigued to see where we stand. Obviously, Dalton Academy is the smallest school in the area, but they're going to be playing up to see how they do. I mean, so I'm very interested there. There's a ton of matches. That Dalton at Calhoun matchup.
Ooh, yes, at Calhoun.
So obviously we saw Calhoun beat Coahulla Creek 3 and PKs 3-2 in the scrimmage. So it'll be interesting to see there.
Let me ask you this: traditionally, where does Calhoun stand in terms of strength compared to the Dalton teams? Traditionally,
girls, I think the boy side probably a little bit more competitive. The girls not as much. But I don't want to go too much because we really don't follow them unless they make deep runs. But, I mean, look, and then here's another thing, another game that I'm looking to look at. Dalton Academy playing Cedartown, both boys and girls. So the girls, they're going to have their hands tied because Cedartown is, I think, 2A or 3A, so they're playing up. So it's going to be a little tougher for them on the both side. But for the boys, it's going to be Cedartown versus Dalton Academy. And the coach down there at Cedartown has his team. He follows the show and he follows our thing. So
big shout out.
I think he's from England. He's an English guy, but he always has his boys ready to go. And Cedartown's like a little, if you've never been down there, it's like a little bit of it's like a mini Dalton.
Really?
Yeah.
How far away is it?
It's about an hour and 30 minutes away. You got to go through Rome and then get that way. So, but that's going to be very intriguing because Dalton Academy is traveling down to Cedartown. So, but then you got Northwest versus Rome girls. Rome girls typically they have a couple club teams down there. I think Arsenal from Rome, and then plus it's closer to Atlanta. So I mean, when I think of that, some of the girls I think feel like they probably play more club, but we'll have to wait and see. Anything else that just jumps out at you from week 2?
I don't think I'm busy on Friday. So, you know what? You said it was only an hour away, right, at Cedartown. So that definitely pops up. My game was the Dalton Academy versus Murray County. Like you said, it's so exciting to see what it is. I do think Dalton Academy is going to be such an interesting team to follow. I mean, let's not forget, when they made their run deep in the state, it was a very controversial offside goal that sent them home. So I got to believe that's playing in their heads that, hey, we could have made it further than we did. So I'm very curious to see how
let's just talk about the Dalton boys. I mean, they will be playing 3 tough teams. They play Osborne week 1, which we all know how they are. And then week 2, they're going to play Walton, another Latin area school. And then they're playing the defending 3A state champs, Johnson. Obviously, we already saw Johnson lost to Southeast. This is going to be kind of an interesting game to see, all right, if Dalton wins by what score line, if Dalton loses by score line. We don't like to look at scores, but like, okay, wait, Dalton lost 2-0, Southeast beat 1-0. So that means, in my head, that means Southeast should.
That parity, circle of parity.
Yes, but you never know. So it's going to be very interesting to see where we're at. But I'm looking forward to all these matchups. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
I mean, you could pick multiple. Anybody watching, you should be going out to a bunch of these games. The talent, the entertainment. It's definitely a great kickoff to the start of the season. I don't believe what I'm saying out there.
Yeah, well, yes. I don't want to give them credit for what it is, but we will. Hey, we're getting ready to go to commercial break. When we go to commercial break, we may have a surprise for you.
At Dalton Utilities, we go above and beyond just a call to keep you connected and informed about your natural gas. Always be alert for the distinct rotten egg smell. It's a warning sign of a gas leak. If you notice it, give us a call right away. From ensuring your natural gas line is connected to keeping you powered by peace of mind, we work till your home is safe and secure. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities. Service beyond the call.
So, Greg, what are you getting your wife for Valentine's Day?
Well, I was thinking about diamond earrings.
Wow. You're getting Kim diamond earrings?
No, I just said I was thinking about it.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
Listen up, everybody, because this next step is really important.
Okay.
If you don't...
If I don't what? If I don't... Here we go.
Need faster internet? No one delivers more reliably fast speed to the Dalton area than OptiLink. So don't get burned by spotty Wi-Fi. Switch to OptiLink and leave the lag behind.
If you don't bring that temperature down, things could get a little messy.
Hey, and welcome back to Monday Night Football.
Wait.
Or if it's you, welcome, period.
Welcome.
Welcome back to Monday Night Football. Man, it's been a great show, hadn't it? I've just really enjoyed this whole episode.
What's been your favorite part of the show?
The fact that you guys finally pulled your own weight on this show. That's been my favorite part.
Wow.
Nah, I know. I come in late.
Well,
on the way over here, I told my wife, I was like, I'm going to go in. I'm going to take my verbal lashing. I'm going to take it like a man.
Really quick, so we've already went over a lot of stuff, but one thing we got to ask. Soccer City Cup, we saw you put out the graphic out.
Yeah.
Is that Northwest blue?
Is that Northwest blue?
No, right? I've been standing up for you. I don't think you made that Northwest
Is
blue.
the background?
No. Actually, anybody who can look real close, I've used the same graphic for 3 years now. It's actually the Champions League logo behind it. So if that's what it is.
I stood up for you.
Yeah.
So we talked about Soccer City Cup in the next
Northwest blue.
But in the next 3 minutes,
I think it will be.
Diego gave his standings for how he feels. He said
1 through 4.
Said on the girls' side, he feels it's going to be Northwest, Dalton, Southeast, Kahala. On boys' side, he said it's Dalton.
So I agree.
Southeast, Northwest, Southeast, and then Kahala.
Okay. So on the boys' side, I think it's a Dalton, and I think this is going to be I think Kahala is going to be at the bottom of the boys. I think they just have too much inexperience. Southeast surprised me with that preseason result, but I'm not going to let that get in my brain. So
you didn't hear what I said.
Correct.
So insider, not a coach, but he coaches in the area. You may know who he is. Said you saw him. You saw me hanging out with him at the mill.
Mm-hmm.
He said by far this is probably the best Southeast team he's seen in the last 3 to 4 years.
Big words.
I'm still not going to let that influence my decision because I'm just not going to do it. So I'm going to go.
So what
Dalton,
is influencing your decision?
I'm going to go Dalton, Northwest, Southeast, Creek. I think Creek's just too young this year.
Okay.
On the girls' side, I'm going to go Northwest, Dalton. May surprise people here. Creek, then Southeast. Creek, I think, is going to be better than a lot of people think for the exact reason. That is the same group they took to a state semi last year with just a lot of freshmen that are now sophomores, bringing back some seniors. And
is there a little bit of favoritism there because one of your wife's best friends?
Oh, wow.
No.
It was a calm show until you got here.
No. But shout out to Lily. She is a senior this year at Kahala Creek. And Megan Ramsey. Megan's already signed with Dalton. And they just bring back a lot of continuity. And that is one thing that is hard to do at this level is to have continuity. And I think they got it. And I think, they may pop up and surprise the Southeast. Remember they had them on. It was a 3-2 score line, if I remember
really
last
quick,
year.
we didn't touch about what the cup on the other side. We forgot the name.
Oh, the Rocky Mountain Cup.
It was not the Rocky Mountain Cup.
Fort Mountain Cup.
So you forgot the name too.
No,
You
it's
forgot
Fort
the name
Mountain
too.
Cup.
Rocky
I always
Mountain
want to say.
So what about the Fort Mountain Cup?
Fort Mountain Cup, it's gonna. I think everything's gonna stay on in Murray County. I think it's gonna stay green this year.
Both boys and girls?
On the boys and girls.
Wow.
Well, just for some of the same reasons, I think there's continuity on the. Now, I will say this. The boys, I really don't know about. That's just a gut feeling because it remains to be seen what Murray can. They lost a lot of talent and a lot of leadership, so we'll see if that can be replaced. But my gut tells me it stays green on both sides this year. North Murray, prove me wrong.
Hey, if your gut's green, I don't think that's a good sign.
And Todd, really quick, in week 2, when this show airs, we've got Southeast at Coahulla, and then we have Dalton playing Walton and Johnson, and then you have Dalton girls playing Kennesaw Mountain. Northwest playing Alatoona boys, and then Northwest playing at Rome. What about those matchups there?
And that's a juicy week right there. I mean, where do you even start? But I think I always go back on the girls' side of that Alatoona match. We'll see how Northwest.
Well, that's Northwest Alatoona boys.
Yeah. Oh, it's on the boys' side.
But Dalton's playing Kennesaw Mountain.
Well, we look at that one every year as
right.
a measuring stick, so we'll see how that goes. But I'll tip my hat to Dalton on that one.
All right. Well, thank you to Todd for finally showing up, but obviously you got more important things to do. And hopefully you love this show. And when we come back the next time, we will have more highlights and probably interviews with local players.
For over a century, Dalton Utilities has kept the lights on, powering homes, fueling business, and moving our community forward. With smart systems and skilled service, we deliver reliable energy right when you need it most. From storm recovery to system upgrades, we handle every connection with care, protecting your power and paving the way for a brighter future. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities. Service beyond the call.
If you're purchasing your first home or you're looking to relocate, experience matters. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty has a proven track record of success and a long history in Northwest Georgia and Southeast Tennessee.
Our realtors are here to help and guide you through the home buying process. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding you home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringgold, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
There's a lot going on in Dalton. And thanks to OptiLink, you can stay connected to it all. When you call, you'll talk to a real person who could be your neighbor and cares about getting it right the first time. From setup to support, our team works quickly and carefully to deliver internet, TV, and phone service you can count on. We make staying connected simple so you can focus on what matters most. OptiLink. Real people, real service, real connection.
To advertise your business on TV, contact Elliott Media at 706-529-4237.